The United Nations system in Zambia has forged a strong partnership with the government of the Republic of Zambia to promote gender equality as an integral part of all development processes and activities. This requires innovations to reach out to all sections of the society. One such innovation was the adaptation of the HeforShe campaign. The United Development Programme, UNDP, was the first among equals in the UN system in Zambia, and spearheading the campaign under a local theme, harnessing leadership for gender equality in Zambia. The objectives of this is to foster an environment where women and men have equal access to opportunities and resources, as well as empowering women so that they can fully participate in national processes. The campaign is not about signing up men and women in leadership positions, but is for stimulating change in values, belief, and behaviors towards gender equality at the individual and community and national levels. These changes are expected to culminate into positive transformation of institutions, policies, legal frameworks, and practices.
The Zambia HeforShe campaign is unique in the world. It is more than just advocating for change, just calling for change. The Zambia HeforShe campaign seeks to bring actual, real change. It seeks to bring change in mindsets, change in values, change in prejudices. It seeks to stimulate change in the behavior of individuals and to promote respect and equality between men and women, between girls and boys.
National leadership at the highest level of government has shown commitment for this cause. His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia, launched the HeforShe campaign in Zambia on the 18th of July 2015 at an event in Petauke, which was witnessed by the then UNDP Administrator, Ms. Helen Clark, and 40 traditional leaders drawn from all provinces of Zambia. The President of Zambia subsequently received the UN Women Recognition as a champion for gender equality at the AU Summit held in South Africa.
Help me to fight GBV, because it can happen to you, it can happen to your wife, it can happen to your daughter. Imagine. So you cannot say it's happening in the neighbor's house, it's happening in the neighbor's yard, not my yard, therefore it's okay. A vice or crime should not be allowed to take center stage.
The initial phase of the campaign started in July 2015, covered all the 10 provinces of Zambia. These campaigns included provincial dialogues for the leadership in public service, Zambia Police Service, uniformed forces, faith-based organizations, private sector, academia, traditional leaders, and youth. This facilitated the sharing of experiences, challenges, and viable solutions to address gender inequality. An important outcome of the campaign and the support from the UNDP was the establishment of the village-led one-stop centers on gender-based violence and community development. These centers provide services that include community policing, paralegal, and psychosocial counseling, as well as act as development information centers.
The police are found in the one-stop center, the nurses, the doctors, the social workers, the counselors, in one place, so that this person will just come, finish their business and go back home.
These centers have had high-level support from the chiefs and have provided these needed services at the lowest household level in the rural communities of Zambia. The biggest success of these centers is the community education on ending vices such as child marriage. By the end of 2016, the centers reached out to more than 20,000 households in eastern and central provinces. More than 1,200 villagers were trained in community engagement, gender, and human rights issues. This has resulted in increased awareness and change in attitudes and behavior, as well as a zero tolerance to GBV or early marriages. There was also an increase in school re-entry for girls that had gone through teenage pregnancies.
I would like to see a situation where when girls do want to get married, they do so in an informed atmosphere. They shouldn't be coerced into a relationship, a marriage, just because the parents want them to.
Defilement tends to take an upper role in our communities. Defilement is defined according to our laws as having a carnal knowledge of a child below the age of 16 years.
Chishala is one of the victims of early marriages who has endured the pain and now explains her ordeal.
I was married off at the age of 15 by my father to a man that was 20 years older than me. I had to drop out of school in grade 8 and then join that man whom I called husband. But upon joining him, I had to pull out of school and became a wife. That same year, I got pregnant and gave birth to a girl child.
The story for her is now changed.
With the help of YWCA, they advised me, they empowered me with the knowledge, and so I learned about the dangers of being a child bride, and that's how I stood up and asserted myself. So I filed for divorce. I left that marriage, which was abusive. The man was a very abusive one. He abused me physically, sexually, and emotionally. And then after leaving the marriage, I re-registered again. I benefited from the Zambian re-entry policy. I got back to school in grade 9. I did my school from Kwama Secondary School through to grade 12, where I made it. As you can see in my background right now, I'm a third-year student at the University of Zambia, studying applied linguistic science.
As a way to reach a wide audience, the HeforShe campaign team has ventured into using local musicians as ambassadors of the messages during roadshows. These roadshows are particularly popular and a great vehicle for delivering change messages and facilitate the signing up of men and boys to the campaign. The campaign will continue into the second phase to reinforce interventions that focused on nurturing male leaders in Zambia and the three arms of government: the private sector, academia, the traditional leadership, and faith-based organizations, to enable them take a stand, raise their voices on gender equality issues, and take action in their organizations and institutions to make a measurable difference. So far, the HeforShe campaign has yielded positive results. There has been marked change at the community level in women accessing land, changes in traditions, and communities adopting new bylaws. The number of girls who have gone back into school, among others. All traditional leaders have pledged to support ending child marriages, reduce the cases of gender-based violence, and ensure that there is an increase of women owning land. It is expected that as the campaign intensifies, the traditional leadership in the country shall ensure that a 50-50 threshold is attained in the distribution of land and land use for both women and men.
Ulamu kuli mwana mukazi.